Hello and welcome to Sane Sunday Live. We're happy to see you here. Wow, we've got Horseholics Anonymous and Buster Tim. Thank you for being here. First in chats, Horseholics Anonymous, right behind them, Buster Tim. Good to see you guys. We have not much on the calendar, but we do have a late entry for the car shows and cruise-in events. Which it had today was the meeting at El Mason in Hickson, Tennessee for Deadpool car. And then next Sunday, the 18th of November, is Stocking for Love Cruise-In at 1 p.m. at Ringgold, Georgia, at the McDonald's in Ringgold, Georgia, 5471 Alabama Highway. This is a children's charity to gather children's toys for needy Christmas children. So we'd like to see a lot of people turn out for that.
Christmas children?
Yeah, Christmas children. You know, those children that come out of the woodwork. Yeah.
Wow. That was special.
Shoppers Rule, hello, how are you doing?
I'm special.
Special, yes. We're here special. We have already filmed the last car show of the year for us out in the frigid cold yesterday.
I'm still cold.
Lots and lots
I'm
of
in
Mustangs.
my living room. I gotta have a jacket on.
There were more than Mustangs, but there were
It's
so
cold.
many Mustangs out there.
Don't get me started. It is cold.
How's it going in Australia, Choppers Rule?
See, I got
Urban
cold.
Debate Tourist is here. Welcome back.
Hi.
I'd
I'm gonna show you guys how to sew on buttons tonight.
Yeah, and before we get to, I got a couple of shout outs, but before we get to that, oh, and after, of course, it is Veterans Day. Big shout out to all our veterans out there, especially my dad. Big shout out to my dad, Jim Sane, and all my uncles. All my uncles served. Our children, especially Michael, went to Afghanistan. And a bunch of my cousins, some of which are their children are serving now. Anyway, just big shout out to everybody in every branch. And the parts of the day are right here. Again, we're going to have two very similar parts.
Oh.
But for two different transmissions. I will
What
give
is
you another
this?
clue. They're both the same make of transmission. Report search predictions. I don't know. I'd cancel that. It's like they're...
Well, you are sexually explicit.
Not here, I'm not.
Hey.
Not here.
Let's not give me your channel. Let's just get me back.
So, okay, part of the day, more shout outs. I would like to give a shout out to James Cox and thank him for shouting us out on one of the other I Am a Creator lives on Friday. He shouted out our live streams, both the Sunday and Wednesday live streams at 7:30. Thank you very much. I hope that the I Am a Creator 15 Minutes of Fame live stream went very well on Saturday. Of course, we could not be there for that particular one because we were out filming the last car show of the season. Like I said, lots and lots of Mustangs. If you like Mustangs, you're going to love that, the coverage of that show. There were also a couple of very notable Mopars there that, if you're a Mopar fan, you're going to want to see. And a couple of nice Chevrolet pickup trucks too. Yeah. For days.
Wow.
For days.
And then there was a Bandit car.
Yeah, there was. There was a
there
nice
was
Bandit
a
car.
Terminator car. No, not Terminator. Transformer.
Yep, Transformer.
And then there was old stock car, race car, really old.
Yeah, which is already on our channel from previous shows.
And then there was let's see. There was this one with pretty flames on it. I think it was Chevy, an old Chevy. I'm not sure. Then there was a Brat Rod. And
Choppers rule us. It's hot down there. And Horseholics Anonymous is in the 20s and 30s in Michigan.
Yeah, there are 10 people watching me and only 3 people liking me. I don't understand it.
Hey, welcome to the chat, Gregory Salvatore. Gregory goes on live right after we do.
No.
Oh, that's the other shout outs I need to do. I need to shout out everybody. Yeah, baby.
I was going to start my sewing class.
Let me shout out the calendar of lives. Everybody on the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar, it's time for your shout out. And remember, if you're doing the hashtag Insane, if you're on the calendar and you're getting shouted out, please shout out everybody else on the calendar. We have Doug Swinger at 3 o'clock on Sunday. Then you're right here at Sane Sunday Live, 7:30 to 9. And then Gregory Salvatore goes on at 9 p.m. Then on Mondays, we have ATRA Adventures at 9 p.m. On Tuesday, you have Bubsification goes on at 9 p.m. And then you're back here at Saneauto for the hashtag Insane Friends at 7:30 on Wednesday night.
No. No.
And then Thursday, we have Dorito and Lucha Cabra go on at 9:30.
Remember, there is a rating warning on that show.
Yep, PG-13, guys. Then after that, starting at 10:30, these are all Eastern Standard Time, is Easy 2 tips and tricks, etc., etc. They're new to the calendar. That is Ken in California. But this is his Eastern Standard Times. He goes on at 10:30 till around 12. Yeah, 12 midnight our time. It's quite a bit earlier in California where he's at. Now, then you have Friday, you have Horseaholics Anonymous from 8:30 to 9. Twisted R Racing at 9 p.m. Choppers Rule 1 is on Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time, which I think it's Sunday morning in Australia when he's doing that. Fab Automotive Detailing on at 9 p.m. So, and a big shout out to the I Am a Creator group, the hashtag Insane Friends, who we all do this calendar together. And well, not everybody in the hashtag Insane Friends is on the calendar, but the ones that are on the calendar are helping each other, shouting out each other's lives and cooperating by not living on top of each other and living in cooperation. We're trying to help each other grow in an efficient, organized manner. Just remember, when you're live, shout everybody else out like I did. And if you need to have the calendar so you can shout each other out, look on the Saneauto Facebook page and the Sane Enterprises Facebook.
May be changing his channel name next month.
Okay, if you change your channel name, just let me know. Of course, if you show up in the chat and your name is different, you let me know. That's one way of letting me know. And I will change it for you on the calendar. We'll change it whenever you're ready. We'll change it for you on the calendar too.
Okay, now I
Hey, Camaro time.
Hi, Camaro. Now, I have a wonderful shirt. It's my favorite shirt in the whole wide world. And I haven't worn it because I needed a button. Well, I couldn't find a button I liked until now. You can see it's a denim shirt. See? Very denim. And it has the Looney Tunes in the pocket. You see that? It has the Road Runner, Sylvester, Bugs Bunny, and Tweety. I love Tweety. Now, couldn't find any buttons that I liked, and I wanted to change it. And can you hold that to the camera? I decided since it's denim, and I found these, I thought these were kind of awesome. You see? Can you tell what that is? Can you tell that that's a star in a circle? I really like it. There we go. You can see it now. Well, I'm going to put those buttons on it. I've got a whole bag. More buttons than I need. So, fellas, first thing you do, you see these buttons on here? I don't like them. So, we're going to figure out where we need to put a button first. And I've already threaded the needle, so you're not going to see the half-blind lady trying to thread a needle. It's not a pretty picture. All right, next.
Did you just read that? It blew your mind, didn't it? That's a good question, Camaro time. Does anybody in the chat know?
Goofy
What the heck
is
was
a
Goofy?
dog. A dog that can talk. I can kind of do Goofy.
So you said there was two dogs, Pluto and Goofy.
Yeah.
Both dogs.
Goofy evolved. Pluto didn't. Pluto was a pet. So.
Dorito and Luchacabra in the house. Woo!
Uh-oh. Now.
How's it going, Dorito?
We see here. Whoops.
Gregor's here in the chat. He's live right after we are at 9 p.m. Dorito and Luchacabra's in the chat. Yeah, they're live at 9:30 on Thursday nights. PG-13. You go there. Do not take your small children. Or do not allow your small pets to watch that show.
Yeah, my dog is still affected. It's sad. He doesn't chase his tail as happily as he used to.
Right, Busker Tim. Goofy was just Goofy.
Okay, now.
So next year, which is just a few weeks away, we're going to have, we've had this calendar with the, we shout out the events and everything, and we have the tractors on it, and that's this month's tractor for November. And the tractor for October was here. And then the previous tractor was Alice Chalmers or Calmers, however you want, WD-45 for September, so on and so forth. This next coming year, 2019, we're going to have two different calendars for the car shows and the cruise-ins, so that every month we can have two different vehicles. One is going to be classic cars. So we'll have a different classic car every month, and Hot Wheels cars. So we'll have a different Hot Wheels every month. Chopper's Rule 1 said he put 120 Christmas lights on his fire truck.
Wow. Well, I was about to yell at him about not forgetting about Thanksgiving, but he's not in the United States, and he's not jumping Thanksgiving.
And this is a 1949 Oliver 77 with an ARPS half track, which I thought was the most interesting tractor of the year. But we haven't seen December yet, so we'll get to that in December. We'll get to see that one in December. While she's sewing those on, we also we didn't just film the car show yesterday. We also went and visited the the Dalton Veterans Park today, of course, and I still have not completed my Veterans Day video. I'm sorry, there's been delay after delay in that, and it's never going to be as good as I want it to be. I'm coming to grips with that now. I'm eventually just going to have to quit working on it and put it up, which will either be late tonight or tomorrow when I finally do get it up there. But I guess, you know, it's never going to be good enough. But it's going to be pretty darn, it's going to be a big one. It's been a monumental task.
Very emotional.
Yep. In addition to that, we have more toolbox videos coming. We have, of course, lots of car show videos coming. We have stockpiled a great deal of footage for the wintertime. And, of course, Chopper's Rule here, you can see from his comment here, he's got another video on the fire truck where he put lights on the fire truck. And anybody else that has new videos and stuff coming out, stuff they've been working on, feel free to mention it. Yes, Camaro, like the Harbor Freight Toolbox video. More stuff like that coming. But I do think that if it's of all the toolboxes that I've seen, that one that I released on the Harbor Freight one, that's 72-inch, that's the best one that I have found so far. That's the one that I will probably get for the next one to add to my collection of toolboxes. And I've never seen the be-all, end-all of toolboxes, even some of those big, huge ones, because once you get over a certain size, then you've got drawbacks in the size and weight alone. I like having multiple toolboxes so that I can, well, like for instance, one of my toolboxes has nothing but electrical stuff in it. Nothing but electrical tools in it, electrical test equipment, and pieces of electrical wires and connectors and, you know, all supplies.
Does it have a hammer for diagnostic purposes?
No, I prefer using a a plastic handle screwdriver and tap on it with the plastic handle.
I like the hammer idea. It gets out built up aggressions.
Ah, it's a great. Let's see.
My live stream tonight is a
Farewell.
farewell video.
You have to tune in to find out what that means. So,
Uh-oh.
everybody make sure they check out Gregory's stream tonight to see what he means by that. And Horseholics Anonymous wants an Oliver, but he wants the Oliver 60 with the narrow front. And Camaro Time's going to do a couple more of the Da Vinci videos. If you haven't seen his Da Vinci videos before, that is the software that he let me know about, and a lot of other people know about. But I went ahead and got that software through his link, and I've been trying to learn it. But it has so much more capabilities and can do so much more than the simple editor that I'm using now, that there's a big learning curve. So I go back and forth between it and the others. Now, what he means by he's doing Da Vinci videos is he's going to do some more Da Vinci tutorial videos to teach us how to use it. And if you've seen any of Camaro Time's videos, you'll know he is the master of editing. He is probably the best editor in our community right now. So if you want to learn how to edit videos and you want your videos to be the best edited videos in the group or up there with the best edited videos in the group, I would suggest you take the time and watch his tutorial videos on Da Vinci, and at least start with the free version of the software and start learning it, and try to switch over to the Da Vinci software, which is what I'm trying to do now. And you'll continue to see an improvement in our videos right here on Saneauto as we switch over to Da Vinci as well, and as we watch his tutorial videos and learn more from Camaro Time about that. Let's see what I missed here. Okay, Dorito and Luke. Oh, I almost skipped. Camaro Time says hammer is a Ford wrench. He's joking. He kind of has to say that because his name is Camaro Time. Working on the Dorito and Lucha Cabra are working on the Reaper.
I don't know. The only Camaro I've ever worked on was the only way I could fix it was with the hammer.
Dorito and Lucha Cabra are working on the Reaper. They got some parts in order.
Then it stopped moving.
And ordered more to get Heimlich hot rods. And we're slapping some upgrades on the Lucha Cabra's Jeep within a week or two. Okay. Oh, I see it now. Are you? Let me see if we can.
Can you see it? That's the first one.
Just got one on there.
Now, I don't know so much about this last one. I don't think I need the last one. Do you?
Hammer, what's that? Is that similar to a motivator? Yes, it's the motivator.
That's what I'd use to try and fix stupid.
It fixes it works on every make and model.
That's how you try to fix stupid.
Yeah, Dorito and Luke Cover said they're still doing iMovie with the phone for their editing. So yes, I agree with you. Definitely need some editing education. And Camaro Time is the dude to do it. That's for sure. He knows.
Another one. What do you think, people? Should I put one on the last buttonhole? I never button that one anyway.
Yeah, that should be interesting. Dorito and Lucha Cabras, they're taking this to Heimlich's Hotrods, and he's going to be doing the fabrication. And so it's going to be on both channels. The Reaper is going to be on both channels, the Dorito and Lucha Cabra channel and the Heimlich's Hot Rods channel. And Dorito says that Heimlich is the fab king, so meaning fabrication king. And he is good at fabrication. So they should have something good in the making there. Fab Automotive Detailing is here.
Hi. How was Ashlyn this week?
Mohit, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm going to do the best I can. Mohit Yadav is here. Welcome to the chat. And if you're asking where I'm from out of the blue. I'm an Air Force brat. So I would say I'm from the South, Southern United States. It's about as close as I get to a hometown. My dad's hometown is in Dalton, Georgia. My mother's hometown is Atlanta, Georgia. He's still there. She's still there. You're right, Camaro Time. It's winter time now, and people should have plenty of time to learn, but it's not going to be me having plenty of time. That's for sure. I am going to be very, very busy.
Oh, no.
Poor Carol was helping me today complete some more shelves after we got back from the Dalton Veterans Park. And while we were out there, we picked up a load of decking for the shelving, and we completed a few more shelves.
I went up on a ladder.
Yep, she not only went up on a ladder, but she also helped me load up some more parts in the big van, and then unload those into this other building, get them ready to go on the shelves. But of course, first I have to list them all on the computer.
Anybody who knows me very well knows that I was terrified. And I'll admit it. I'm afraid of heights. Terrified.
Yeah, you had a good live last night, Fab. I try to visit as many of our Insane Friends lives as possible during the week.
Favorite cartoon? I would say for me that would be Task.
And as far as favorite YouTubers, I'd say all these people and Camaro Time and everybody here in the chat. These are my favorite YouTubers. But yes, I try to spend as much time visiting these lives as possible at night. I can't always make it. I apologize to Doug Sweener. I didn't make it to his live this afternoon on Sunday. But yes, and I feel a responsibility to visit the lives too, because if we get everyone in these lives to be doing their lives on time every time and shouting everybody else out during their lives, then everybody's going to grow so much quicker and faster. Everybody's live stream, not just a few of the live streams, but all the live streams in the #InsaneFriends group will grow and prosper. Yeah, that trike is going to be in my Veterans Day video. Dorito, thanks for mentioning that. It is a tribute to
Can I
Vietnam.
borrow your rough man hand? Can you pull that out?
Oh.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, Lonesome's Garage. Yeah, and I have a special affinity for the Vietnam era stuff because, of course, I was born on base in '67, and my dad started his service in '63. He stayed in the longest of all my uncles. Commune
in '67.
You would not know hippie commune. She's just kidding with you guys. No hippies here.
Woodstock.
Okay, that blew my mind right there. I just lost everything I was thinking about. This is freaking hippie communes.
Gotta keep the boy on his toes.
Oh, man. But Dad didn't just do rockets and jets and, you know, the big Titan II missiles with the nuclear warheads on them. He also served as a boomer in the back of a KC-135. And but all my uncles were Air Force as well.
I don't know if I can do one with that much.
I don't know if you can either. But
number 2.
And a couple of my older cousins served there, and then.
See,
okay, Horseaholic says his grandpa was communications in World War II, and I think. Yep. Wasn't your grandpa World War II as well? Wasn't he?
Yeah.
Anti-aircraft weapon.
Anti-aircraft, and he was captured about 14 times because he was in the chow truck at the end of the convoy, and he kept escaping and going back to his company and letting them know where the stupid Germans were at. Yep. He was considered a hero several times over. So that was my granddad. My granddad just said,
the Germans would have been better off not capturing him because he just kept giving away their position every time he escaped. So.
And he escaped like 14 times. He got the Medal of Honor. He got the, I don't know how many other medals. He was.
Buster Tim says his dad was in the Korean War. One of my, all but one of my uncles went to Vietnam and other places like that, but one of my uncles was stationed in Korea. During the Vietnam era. And Fab says his grandpa served in the Korean War. And he wouldn't talk about it. Yep. Other than saying it was worse than most people know. Yeah, I can believe that.
My granddad talked about it, but just not the war stuff. The being in Germany and how he liked Germany and how the Fräuleins would come up to him and ask him for chocolate bars and hoes and stuff. And I never quite understood how the guys in the army had the hose. It just never made sense to me how they got women's hose.
Had two. She means the
Pantyhose.
hosiery, the pantyhose, yeah.
Well, they weren't pantyhose at the time. They were,
well, stockings or whatever you want to call them.
Never quite understood.
Camaro Town says he had two uncles in the infantry in Vietnam, and his father was in World War II.
Horseaholics Anonymous wonders if
yeah, in World War II, it's possible there were a lot of guys there.
Well, it was my grandpa, not my dad. Not that old horseaholics. It would be our grandparents.
Yeah, so y'all, her granddad and your granddad might have crossed paths. You never know. And I've got a picture of in the Veterans video that I'm working on. There's going to be a couple of pictures of my dad and my Uncle John. I don't have a lot of pictures of my other uncles. Yeah, my dad and uncles don't talk much about it either.
You know, the Germans were so anxious to get their kids out of Germany. They would go to the soldiers and try and pay them to smuggle them out.
It's okay, horse. Lonesome's Garage. Oh, I missed that when Camaro Time was telling Gregory Salvatore I still need a toolbox even for broken wrenches. Camaro Time, I need a toolbox just for nothing but broken wrenches. I can fill a small toolbox with a small roll around toolbox with nothing but broken wrenches. And
I'm sorry, Buster Tim. I didn't know that your father had died in July. My sympathies.
Yeah, that's rough, Buster. That's rough. Sorry you had to go through that. Sorry for your dad. Mine's battling colon cancer right now. Yeah, Horsolix said his German great-grandfather and his family came over from Germany when he was 4 to escape the Nazis. Yep. There was I read somewhere that there was, other than the English language before World War II, the language that was most spoken other than the English language in the United States was German, because there were so many German immigrants here in the United States even before World War II. It's a huge population, and we've got a German in our family as well. But I'd have to take one of those, and I want to do that one day. We're both going to do it. Is take one of those genetic tests
Yeah, that'll tell us exactly, because here in the United States, we're kind of mutts, and we don't really know. We just know what we've been told, and we assume a lot.
Camaro time his passed when he was 13 from something that he got in World War II. Sorry to hear that, Camaro time.
Yeah, my granddad passed too when I was like 16.
Mm-hmm.
It was right before I met him. I was a good girl until right before I met him, and my granddad died, and I went a little bit crazy. Luckily for him.
Yeah. Dorito and Lucha Copper says, I just need a toolbox. Well, watch my toolbox videos. Been going through some toolboxes. Been going toolbox shopping, and I showed a bunch of the toolboxes that I've gotten over the years. So I have quite a few, and I'm going to end up getting another one. But I'm getting me a big 53-foot trailer first to put some more of the parts in to get them out of the way of the building in Chattanooga, because I want tenants in there. You know, Horse said he only saw his grandpa a few times. He died 2 years after he was born. Yeah, that's not enough, Horse. I feel for you.
Yeah, my granddad was my best friend.
Yeah, he thinks Horse thinks his German great grandfather and his family came over before or during World War I.
3 buttons sold on. Now I have to wait because I'm not gonna let people see the blind lady trying to thread a needle. The struggle's real, people.
The button struggle? Oh.
It's not pretty, people. It takes about 45 minutes.
Hotrods says they make tools for that.
Yeah, I had one and somebody lost it. I don't know where it went. It's awesome.
But I wish I had an enclosed show car trailer and lots of time to drive up there. Of course, I'd need something to haul 3 cars. I'd love to see what you could do with my
They say I need a
show
toolbox.
cars there, Fab.
I would be dangerous with a toolbox, people. It would be very scary.
I'd be proud of him too, Horse. I don't blame you one bit.
Okay, what do you think, sweetie? Now, technically, I need another button down here, but I never button the bottom button. So would you waste your time and put a button that you're never going to button?
Yeah, I would.
Oh.
That's the way I am. I would put the button there even if I was never going to use it. I just sew that sucker on. Just like on all those cars and stuff where I put that last bolt or that last screw in there. Just, he's had a hole there.
The
So it belongs in there. The last bracket, all that stuff, I always do that. It's just me.
Okay.
Yes, Buster Tim, you're right. Carol needs a toolbox. She's done, if you watch all the way to the end of the toolbox, not quite the end, but near the end, you'll see she's kind of got one picked out.
Yeah.
Kind of got a toolbox picked out. Oh, Fab wants to know, is there a car that I've owned and sold, which I wish I could have it back? And my first gut instinct on that would be yes. No, Cougar XR7 that we cruised around in Atlanta in.
Before we were married.
Yep.
It kind of went down the road sideways.
Yep, it had a 351 Cleveland in it too. And the sequential taillights because it was the XR7. Had the rim blow steering wheel. I don't know if you know what that means, but in the rim of the wooden steering wheel behind it, you reach back there and there's this piece of metal goes all the way around you. You squeeze that to make the horn blow.
Oh, squirrel.
Dorito and Lucha Cabra said they got to go. They got to eat some dinner. Yeah, we all got to eat at some point.
Yeah, I need to eat dinner. I haven't
Don't forget
had my
to check
dinner
out
yet.
Dorito and Lucha Cabra right here.
We're going to have a good dinner tonight. I haven't had dinner yet. We got to eat.
She had a huge salad bowl like that full of dinner. Dorito and Lucha Cabra Thursday nights at 9:30. And Dorito and Lucha Cabra, if you don't have a copy of this calendar to shout everybody else out that's on the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar.
I had taco salad. I made taco salad.
Please go to the Saneauto Facebook page and you can right click on the photo of this and hit copy and copy it to your computer, your device, whatever you want to with it. You can print it out, whatever you want. And the Sane Enterprises Facebook page, if you're not already on that, you can friend me, Victor Sane, on Facebook, or send me a message to Victor Sane on Facebook, and I will send you an invite to the Sane Enterprises Mastermind group.
And guess what?
For YouTubers only.
I made a taco salad.
Mm-hmm.
It had lettuce, tomato, bell pepper,
Camaro Town had pot roast.
It had spicy meat. And
Horse has got to go. Okay, later on, Horse, thanks for sharing with us and everything about your grandfather. And but you let us know about the name change and everything, and we'll get everything changed, and we'll keep up with you.
Buster Tim is waiting on his wife to bring him something to eat.
Ah. And Fab Automotive Detailing, his wife made homemade chili.
Yeah, and
she put refried beans in the.
Yeah, I did. I did refried beans too.
And Gregory Salvatore's going to have to head out, but he's got to get his live set up and be ready at 9 o'clock. So y'all don't forget, he's right here on the hashtag Insanefriends live calendar. It goes on right after we finish up at 9 o'clock. And again, just like everybody else, please. And thank you. I did see you shouting us out last time. Please get you a copy of this and shout everybody out on the Insanefriends.
Don't know if I would have the milk with it, but it sounds good.
Together, we're going to make this the most popular live schedule on YouTube, and all these pages right here are going to be the most popular lives on YouTube. Why? Because we're not alone. we've got hashtag insane friends that are crazy about helping each other out. Camaro Time says, want some pintos and cornbread. That was my grandma Virginia Sane's favorite.
Greens.
She would not eat her cornbread without pinto beans. She would not eat pinto beans without cornbread. She said it was a waste. Got to have the two of them together.
I want to do some turnip and mustard greens mixed with pinto beans and fried potatoes.
Uzolu Garage, welcome to the chat.
Cornbread, but he doesn't like greens, so it's just not. Not worth it for me.
I like greens when they're covered in butter and salt, and I can't be eating that much salt now, and the butter's not that great for my diet, so but I still eat those broccoli, and those are green.
Yeah, but there's not mustard with turnip greens.
Yeah, just not. I don't know. I've had enough turnip greens and mustard greens for a lifetime when I was a kid.
I like them. I haven't had them in a very, very long time.
You probably need them more than I do, because women need more iron. They don't seem to retain iron as well as guys do, and there's a lot of iron in those greens. So yeah, you probably need. There's no reason why you can't have those on the side and me have something else on my plate.
That is cooking 2 meals.
No, it's not.
Not effort.
Okay, well, you do the cooking, I'll wash the dishes, and you handle that end.
Yeah.
Lonesome Garage says, tater soup sounds good. You know, it does sound good about this time of year. When it's cold, tater soup is a good thing when it's cold.
See, that sounds good.
Lonesome said he had greens, pintos, meatloaf, and cornbread yesterday.
Well, we're getting to the end of when we need to get off from here, peoples.
And Camaro Time loves a good meatloaf. Me, I'm not. I'll give you guys my meatloaf because I'm not into the meatloaf.
Well, I make a pretty daggum good meatloaf.
She does. She can feed you meatloaf, and you would like it.
He likes my meatloaf. Doesn't want it all the time, but he did like it. The trick is you put ground pork and ground beef together.
Okay, I'm not getting into it. Fab and Camaro Times is having the word competition. I remember when I was that age and I did all kinds of stuff like that. I don't know how in the world I managed to do that. I don't know how I do as much as I do now. I did twice as much when I all the way through my 30s and early 40s and everything. Crazy amount of stuff.
Well, you two can fight it out. Me, I don't do all that.
Yeah, Uzolu Garage. I like that comment. You're right. We're all just working too much. That's what it takes. If you're gonna grow something and succeed, you got to really grind at it. And we've all got more than just YouTube aspirations.
Would anybody like to succeed at all of it at once? My favorite shirt.
And y'all are doing the parenting thing too at the same time. I've been there. I've done that. Luckily, ours are grown.
And gone.
Yep.
And not coming back.
In case our kids are watching, what she said.
Yeah.
So don't quit your job.
No. Cry mommy a handful. You ain't coming back. Love ya.
Camaro times it'd be 52 in a few weeks. So she don't want me to say. It's only 1 year. See?
I am 25.
Yes, she is.
See?
Oh, I did miss that, didn't I? That's when Camaro Time was gonna start doing a live stream.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's that way of win.
Well, he answered that. He put the long list of all the stuff that he's trying to do and keep on top of. And then Fab put the long list of all the things he's doing and keeping on top of and growing. And then and Camaro Time says, my wife says I am a kid. Well, when you're playing with cars and fixing things and chasing those dreams and this that kind of kid stuff, then be a kid as long as you possibly can. As there are some responsible kids out there, and you're being a responsible one. It'll keep you young.
Hey, I invited
and Fab
him.
said so does mine too.
I invited him to be a co-host of this show, and he doesn't want to.
Y'all are being well, and I understand that too. He wants to be. He gets off of work, he takes a shower, he gets in his comfortable clothes. He wants to be comfortable, and it's hard to do that on camera. So until he's got time, then the offer's open. But I'm not going to be pushing it because I understand. Tired.
Anyway,
7:30.
It's time to go. It's time to say goodbye.
See, even you're rushing sometimes.
Bye-bye.
Uzo Garage, 48 here, act like I'm 16. Yes, as long as you act like a responsible 16, it's fine. And yeah, and we do that. I mean, you know, some of the 16-year-olds were out goofing off, and we're still doing the same thing we did when we were 16. While everybody else was partying and stuff, we were underneath the car, either swapping out another transmission, putting a new clutch in there that we burn up, or had the engine out and apart and putting a new cam in it. Something all the time, just constantly something. Or we had sold that car to get the money to buy this other car, and because we wanted to buy this other car and take part of the money and buy all these performance parts to put in that one. And then that put us back on the creeper again because we didn't have any lifts or anything then. And then we ended up buying more tools and stuff. So yeah. And when we weren't doing that, we ended up working on some other buddy's car for less than what we probably should have been, because we wanted to get some more money to get a tank full of gas so we'd go driving around. Fab says, who was responsible when they were 16? I went in and out of responsibility, but the last half of the 16 I had to be, because we done left parents' house by then for various reasons, but there wasn't no going back. And so there was that mixture of irresponsibility and responsibility, but we grew up pretty quickly. And yeah, I was working full time before I turned 17, and been working full time ever since. Had our own place, had a car and a motorcycle, by 17.
Still got the motorcycle.
Had the first certification by 18 and had the master's, had enough certifications to get the master's and had the master's certification by 19. Of course, times were a little different back then.
Yeah, he didn't think he could get his first certification.
Yeah, she was very,
I pushed him.
Yeah, very supportive on that.
I was pushy. What are you talking about supportive?
Well, you had to be. I was freaking 16, 17 years old and still a punk kid. And we were having to act like grown-ups to pay rent stuff.
Aw, thank you, Camaro time.
That sounds like a great story there, too.
What?
He was chasing his current wife when he was 16. He's been with her ever since.
Aw.
Yeah. It was a little bit easier for me to catch her. She couldn't run as fast as the Triumph. Of course, I wasn't on a Triumph then when we first met.
Hey.
I had the Cougar.
I went around the world, sweetheart.
And before that, I had the Yamaha 400 Special. And
well, I didn't see the Yamaha.
Yep. I can't remember which other bike I had, but
you had a
that Honda CB350 we rode around on. Yep, I sure did.
Yep. And then I made him get the Triumph. We found out about the Triumph. We went to see it. It was hanging in the barn by the handlebars, and this guy wanted an even trade. That Honda for the Triumph. And he couldn't get it cranked, couldn't get it cranked. We called a friend, got over there, got it cranked. And took off on it and kept going. Sounded like holy crap when it
we took it to Doggy's house.
Yeah,
and in the basement we rebuilt it.
Me and him together.
Went to take off. It had a lot more torque than that Honda. A lot more torque than that Honda. The front end wanted to come off the ground. Emergency Vehicles is here. Welcome to the chat. Making Tracks is here too. Welcome.
Still have a problem with those old model carburetors though. Anyway, it is time for us to get off.
Yeah, we had, that's very similar. We all got very similar backgrounds here. I wonder how that's how we ended up car guys and everything, or that happened because we are car guys. I don't know. But yeah, we had Crystal in '88, which would have made us, no, because we were born in '67. That's 21. So yeah, you did start a little earlier than us because Fab had his first when he was 18.
Yeah. Well, we were married when we had Crystal. We started together when we were 17.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Camaro Town, that is a motivator to have a car to get the girl. Certainly is. That is certainly something that goes through your mind. And the car has to have a back seat. That's why Mustangs and Camaros are so popular.
Did that go through your mind?
It's so much more practical than Corvettes and stuff like that because you got to have a back seat.
Is that what happened? Yeah, wait till you're right. I gotta have a car.
Yep. And motorcycles don't have. They got a. The back seat ain't worth nothing.
Yeah, there's two. That's where I sit. And this pretty blonde hair goes flying behind us. And people go, wow, that's a gorgeous blonde. That's what happens. That's how it happens.
Yep.
Phew. See, it's long. It goes way up.
Buster Tim said he had a car since he was 14. When I was 14, I didn't have nothing but a moped.
I had a car since I was 4.
I can't believe I survived driving around on that moped in Atlanta.
And I had a chauffeur, my grandmother. The first car that I had was a Volkswagen Beetle. And then I had a Cougar. And then I had an MG. Each one of these cars, my dad thought, I'm going to drive that car. Oh, no.
Good night, Buster Tim.
My grandma took it over and said,
the Outlaw SS is here. He had a skate. Hey, that's got wheels on it. I remember before I had the moped, I had a skateboard.
Now, can you please tell everybody good night so Gregory can get on here?
Well, Gregory's got a few minutes. We got a few minutes. We let everybody put up here. Again, another call out for everybody that has put something new up on their channel last week. Announce that now. And anybody that's going to put something up next week, go ahead and announce it so everybody will know to be looking for that. Uzo Lou Garage was 18 in 88. Yep, we were 21 in 88. Yeah.
You too, Camaro.
Yes, the 76 Plymouth Fury. We had a Plymouth Fury for a little while.
Yeah.
My sister gave us a Plymouth Fury one time when we were down to nothing but a motorcycle again. And she gave us one that wouldn't start half the time. And I diagnosed that, fixed it. It turned out to be Mopar's answer to the ignition coil, the little brain box for the electronic ignition that was off the side. They had a different name for it. Spark control or something is what they called it. They didn't call it the ignition coil. Not the ignition coil. I'm sorry. No, the now I'm having brain lock. Still don't remember what it was called, even on the Fords. Ignition module. That's what they called it on the Fords, the ignition module. Like the Fords had the DuraSpark 2 ignition module, well, the Chrysler had a different name for it. They called it spark control or something like that. And
Making Tracks has an awesome ride video, and he just posted mail call video about 5 minutes ago.
But all it was a separate little box with printed circuit board in it, and it controlled your electronic ignition. Because that's the closest thing we had to computers back then. And all it controlled was electronic ignition. It just kept you from having to have a set of points.
Does anybody want one of my buttons? See, if you want a button, just let me know. I'll put it in the mail to you.
Isma 17 is here from Brazil.
Wow.
Good to see you. She spent 17 years in Peru. Not exactly Brazil, but it has a border between Peru and Brazil. If I was in Brazil, I would be practicing Gracie Jiu-Jitsu.
I don't know. I don't know Portuguese, pero yo hablo español. ¿Qué tal?
Oh, no. Gregory saying farewell to YouTube.
Uh-oh.
That's what it seems like. We'll have to watch that and see if that's indeed what he's saying.
Yo hablo español.
See, Outlaw says is he'd be finding him a wife in Brazil.
Yo hablo 3 idiomas. Uno es inglés. Segundo es español. Y tercero es tonterías. Yay.
So did I skip over somebody that was making an announcement on their about what they were doing on their channel?
And you know what I said in English? I said I speak 3 languages. English, Spanish, and stupidies.
Stupidies. Yeah. We've lived in some fine places in Atlanta. You learn stupidies down there. Okay. Well, one last announcement before we go, and that will be for everybody on the Insane Friends live calendar. We're going to go over there. We're all going to find out what's going on with Gregory Salvatore at 9 p.m. tonight. Whether or not he's leaving YouTube, we'll find out. So we're going to let that determine whether he's going to remain on the calendar or not. If not, there'll be a slot open for somebody.
With great sadness, we will open that slot.
Exactly, because hopefully it's not, or hopefully maybe he'll change his mind and he'll still remain there in that slot. Monday, we'll notice we do want to say that we're very thankful that we have Insane Friends live every night during the week, even on nights when we only have one Insane Friend. That's fine. We have one. We've got a closed loop. There's somewhere you can go every day. Etard Adventures is at 9 p.m. on Mondays. Bubsification is at 9 p.m. on Tuesdays. We're here again on Saneauto at 7:30 to 9 p.m. on Wednesday nights. Dorito and Lucha Cabra, they were here visiting earlier. They were 9:30 till 10:30ish on Thursday night. And we have a new, well, he's not new to hashtag Insane Friends. He's been Insane Friend for a while, but he's new to the calendar. He's committed to doing 10:30 to 12 o'clock every Thursday night. And that is Ken in California. It's easy to tips and tricks, etc., etc. And Horseaholics Anonymous is on at 8:30 to 9 p.m. on Fridays. And Twisted R Racing is 9 p.m. Till around 10-ish on Friday nights. Choppers Rule 1 is 6:30 p.m. on Saturdays. And Fab Automotive Detailing finishes the hashtag Insane Friends live marathon out at 9 p.m. on Saturday nights. Fastest growing lives on YouTube right here. Insane Friends community. Again, I'd like to give a shout out to the I Am a Creator community. James Cox for shouting out our lives. That was very nice of him to shout us out. And a big shout out to the hashtag Mopar community, who's been a supporter of our channel and many of our other channels here in our community. Since before there was a hashtag Insanefriends, since before there was a I Am a Creator group, they've been a good solid community, and they have a lot of really good challenges and stuff like that. Big shout out to the Camaro community and the Mustang community. And
we're full.
ooh, yeah, Camaro Time says this is what it says on his stream reminder. His meaning Gregory Salvatore's stream reminder. My farewell video and channel shout outs tonight. I say farewell, talk about some channel friends and good times we had together. Yeah, that sounds pretty grim. Sounds pretty grim. We'll just have to watch and see what's going on. Because I don't know. That's woo. Well, I'll see you guys over there. I'm going to tune in too and see what's happening.
Bye.
Y'all have a great night. And I can't speak Spanish, so she'll have to say good night in Spanish. Only
Buenas
what is
noches
pequeña.
Y hasta mañana. Hasta próximo.
Yes, and please come back for the next Saneauto Live, which will be Wednesday night at 7:30.
Unfortunately, I don't speak Portuguese. Lamentablemente no habla de Portuguese. Disculpa. Solamente español.
Thank you all for being here. And until the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.
No, I stay clean. See?
She got dirty. Well, she had gloves on.
Yeah.
Keep from getting dirty today, but she helped out with the parts. Oh, and I'm almost ended the show without telling you what the mystery parts of the day were.
I remember those in the
Yeah.
plaster. I know what it is. I know what it is.
You know what it is?
I know what it is.
This the
I'm
output
not
shaft
gonna tell you.
support for Torque Flight 6, also known as the A904s and the 999s. Dodge 3-speed
And
automatic.
then we got some kind of pump.
This one is also an output shaft support, but it is for the overdrive version. And it fits both the A500s and the 518s, which were built on the same premise as the old Torque Flight 6 and Torque Flight 8s. But new process built a overdrive section to go on these. Of course, Chrysler and Dodge had to redesign the case in order to be able to have the worm tracks to feed the overdrive section. And then, of course, then that necessitated redesigning the valve body. So some of the internals for the A500s and 518s for the early years would still interchange with the 727s and the 904s, but nothing else would. And then in later years, none of that would interchange either, because they kept improving things.
Okay, bye-bye.
But they are the output shaft supports, and they usually go bad right in here where the output shaft rides.
Okay. Oh, excuse me.
All right. Till the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.
No. Never. I don't get dirty. See? It's clean. Always clean. It stays clean.